Hello, everybody. I wanted to show you how I use Canva when I'm creating my garden design. The first thing you want to do is go to canva.com and create an account if you don't already have one. I use the pro version, but it isn't necessary to have that version. I just like that feature because it isn't really that expensive and it has a lot of extra features. So I'm going to go in and create a desktop wallpaper. I'm now gone to the elements section and I'm pulling in a frame. And on this frame, this is where we're going to put the images that I'll be using of the flowers that will be in the garden. So I'm making the frame about 250 by 250 pixels. If you click on the frame, you can copy it and then you can make a second one. When you want to copy more than one thing, hold down the Shift key and click on as many things as you want to copy. So here I've copied all 4, and then you click on the copy, and then these great grid lines come up and they help you make your spacing even. Then the next row, Canva knows what you're doing and it will put those in there for you. So now I've gone over the edge a little bit, and so what I want to do is I'm going to move these around. I couldn't toggle them up, so I'm going to do Ctrl+A, which will select all of them. And then once I do that, you can see here I messed up a little bit, and then I realized if I clicked Ctrl+A right here, then you can toggle up with the arrow keys on your computer, and it will fix that spacing at the bottom. So now I want to copy those 2 columns over on the right-hand side to help fill in the rest of the canvas. So I'm holding down the Shift key and I'm clicking on the frames. I click the duplicate button and slide them over, and then the grids again come up and they tell me that my spacing is equal. Deselect by clicking outside of the frames. Hold down the Shift key and select that last column and then move it over. So now I have space left over on the right-hand side and I want it centered. So what I'll do is do Ctrl+A again, select all of the frames, then use the arrow keys on my keyboard and just arrow over to the right-hand side, or you can drag it. And then the grid lines for vertical and horizontal centering appear and I know it's in the center. Now these frames are super cool because once you go to your images section and you click on a flower or whatever image you're going to be growing and you drop it into the square, and it automatically sizes it for you and there is no cropping necessary. So a lot of these are new varieties this season, so I did just take screenshots from the internet, and I've got my dahlias I'm putting down here on this bottom row, and I'm doing it somewhat in season order. So I just go through my images and then I keep putting them over the frames. Now you can see as you hover over the frame, you start to see that square image behind you. And then what it does is it will put that you can see the image behind there. So the Snapdragon image I wanted to move, but what I have to do is I have to detach the image from the frame. So I'm going to click the delete button and then it says, do you want to delete the image? So then I wanted to move it to the second row. So now I'm just dragging over more pictures of the sweet peas. And then there's a picture of the scabiosa. Now I moved the Orlea to the top row. And then I realized I don't want the scabiosa there. And so I click detach image and then it leaves the frame, but I can move the image over to a different one of the frames. So now I'm going to put in the rest of these snapdragons in that second row. And I keep dragging them over and you can see the frame behind the image as I drag it. So then I add the bells of Ireland, and then I'm going to add the amaranth, emerald tassels, and there's coral fountain. Scroll down, add the picture of the Dara, and then there's an image of some straw flowers. And then I've got the zinnias that I'm growing this year. And then I have just keep scrolling until you find the images that you are going to add. There's the bachelor's buttons, some more pictures of zinnias here. And I just keep dragging them over and filling in the frames. It's as simple as that. It is so easy to use. And I've done this one to be a desktop wallpaper size. And you can, if you have the Pro feature, what you can do is click the button on the top that says Resize, and you can see the little crown by the Resize feature, and that is a Pro feature there. But once you click on that, you can take your original image and you can resize it into wallpaper for your phone to fit a social media post size. It's really a great program. I use it for so many different things. So just keep going, pulling these images across until I fill the frame. And that's all there is to it. It's really simple to use, and I think you'll find it really helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe.